In this video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to look at combining all the techniques that we know from our shadow construction. So what's going to happen here is we know what the shadow direction is and we know what the light direction is. So let's see how much we can actually reduce our construction lines. So first I'm going to start off with that small overhang, and I'm going to take my shadow direction and cast the stick. And what I know right away is that this should be going straight up. And then I'm finding my light direction, go over here and cast that point up front here, over there. So we have cast this point against the wall. Now we can finish this up by initially going over there. The knowledge that I have beforehand is that this line needs to be parallel to this. I'm matching it up with that corner. And then I'm taking my light direction again and cast the shadow downwards, find this point and go straight up to the side. So we have found now the shadow contour for this overhang. With all the knowledge that we gained from our prior demos, that will be the summary. So we don't need to do all the construction, we just need to do the essential construction to get the points, and using our other knowledge to do this. So let's do the same thing with this construction. I take my shadow direction, cast this point to the ground, so use my light direction. So I find this point right here. This should create a line that is parallel. Then I want to know when it stops. Going over here, this line should create a parallel line towards the back, so I'm taking this point over here, converge it, move it towards the back. The next line is this one, and it should cast a parallel shadow to this too. So this line is parallel, and this line is parallel. And since it's a straight line, it should connect like this. What's happening with this line here? Well, it should be a parallel line or similar line to this one here, so we can cast it down like this. So with that, we find our shadow right here. So just to remind you, these shortcuts only work with the knowledge that we gained from beforehand, meaning we're using the knowledge of light planes, we're using the knowledge of when shadows are parallel to their corners, we're using the knowledge of what the light direction and the shadow direction actually mean and where they come from, and then we can look at the overall picture and make these decisions actually quite fast. So let's take the overhang that has a little bit of volume. Here, one thing you want to think about is which corners are actually going to cast a shadow. So this one here is going to cast a shadow, this one here is going to cast a shadow, most likely it's going up here, and then this edge is going to cast a shadow. I am taking the shadow direction, draw it out, then I take the light direction, move it over, so we have one point here. We know that this edge should cast a parallel shadow to itself. Here's another parallel line, so we can use that perspective grid and find the first point, and then it should connect to this point here. Remember, we're using the draw through technique, so as we mentioned in how to draw, always know where your points are even if they're hidden. Then I know that this line should be casting a shadow parallel to the ground towards this line, just not how long. Then I'm gonna take this and use my light direction to find the length of this line. Here we go. So we need to go upwards, and this is not necessarily creating a parallel line. So what I need is the base of the stick right here through this area. So first point we found here, second point moves over, same light direction, crosses right here. And then from this point we get a parallel line towards this. Here we go. Parallel line on the ground, and that connects right to the top. And with that, we constructed those three shadows. So to just remind you again, it is important that we know all the rules to be able to move faster and more efficient in constructing these shadows. And the other thing to remember is the goal is to build reasonable shadows so that we can do a rendering and nobody is looking at this and wondering if this is right or wrong. So if you're a little bit off, it won't matter too much. If you gain some more speed, that might be more important for you. So do your own construction, do the constructions all the way through as you see them on page 46, and then ask yourself which steps could you actually leave out to be faster and more efficient with the knowledge that you have.